All right, let's talk cars and car prices, which we know are set to surge because of these tariffs. If you're looking for a new car, finance professor Dan Roccato joins us this morning, maybe with some ideas for navigating this new and ever-changing market. Morning, Dan.
Hi, David. It changes by the minute, I'm afraid. How are you doing?
I'm doing great on this Friday, and I'm interested in this. I mean, just kind of looking. My wife actually did just buy a new vehicle, and I was saying, like, we were kind of planning for that, but saying, like, let's get this done right now because it is a whole new landscape. Just give us an overview of what we're facing right now.
Yeah, well, your wife and thousands of others the last few days have been flocking to dealerships trying to get a vehicle. Here's the landscape. Obviously, tariffs are on 1 minute, they're off the next minute, right? So it's kind of confusing to keep your eye on it. But basically, the bottom line is we have 25% tariffs for our biggest source of imported vehicles, which surprisingly enough is not Japan, is not South Korea, it's Mexico. Most of the cars that we import and vehicles, which is about 50% of the total, by the way, come from not too far from where you are, David, down in Mexico. So that's the first thing we have to consider, is that these tariffs will apply to those vehicles. It also includes parts, auto parts. By some estimates, Dave, you're looking at maybe $3,500 to more, depending on the vehicle and depending on how much they just try to pass on to the consumer.
Yeah. All right. So in terms of the impact, you kind of laid it out there. Obviously, we know it's going to be more expensive. There's going to be less to choose from, especially if you're trying to grab some of these vehicles that are already in the country and waiting for a buyer.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Fewer sales, less choice. And I think over time, David, the president's goal is to shift production back to the United States. We will see that happening. We just saw a week or so ago, Hyundai, for example, is going to spend another $21 billion in the state of Georgia expanding their production. So that will happen. But Dave, as you know, you can't flick a switch and build a Toyota, Tundra factory overnight like we have down in San Antonio. So it's going to take a little time, and it's that transition period that's going to be tough on consumers.
Yeah, and that does not sound like a short time span, like you said. So
no.
In the interim, and we're talking to maybe some people who want to treat themselves. They've been having in mind to get a new car, and then some people, hey, my car's on its last legs. I need reliable transit. Everyone's in a different state when they're shopping for a vehicle. What can some people do right now?
Yeah, well, first of all, if you can wait till the dust settles a bit, go ahead and wait, right? So if it's a few months, you have a little lead time, obviously try. Consider a used vehicle. Now, the president did a great favor for anyone who owns a vehicle, because that vehicle probably just went up in value as used vehicles probably, all increased a little bit the last couple of weeks. But it's still going to be a heck of a lot cheaper than a new vehicle. Shop around. Funnily enough, Dave, a few of the brands now are offering incentives like employee pricing and things like that. For example, Ford is offering employee pricing. Their lots are pretty full right now. So if you're going to do it, now's not a bad time on some models. You have to come, shop around and compare pricing. The single biggest thing that you and I can do as consumers is check out pricing from several different sources, several different dealers, because it is still a pretty competitive market. Got to shop around.
Yeah, well, again, that's good advice on everything. Do that due diligence. Don't make that impulse buy, especially on something like this. It's interesting times indeed. All right, Dan Roccato, thank you so much as always. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, David. See you.
All right.